This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Lol Cow Bus. Yes? Yes, that's what we're doing now. I'd say Amberlynn, but really there's two other people involved, so it's Lol Cow Bus now. I don't know what to tell you guys, but it does involve Amber. So we are still. Do I do the Am Baby thing anymore? I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. But we are Lol Cow Bussers now. I know it's called the LCU, but what do we call bus? We're not going to call ourselves whatever they call them, whatever they call their fans, because I'm pretty sure it's something I don't want to be called. Gonna go on a limb. So we need to call ourselves something less offensive. Positive, whatever it is going to be really offensive. Anyway, this video is actually from a day ago as of today being January the 16th. This was the one immediately after the Alien one. I think this was She Ran Away was the title of it, where they were going to make fun of French Fried Girl. I don't actually care about any of that. Don't care. Not even a little bit. So we're not here to discuss that. This is Apathetic Facts. I will be only using, I think, 2 chunks of this. One of them's at the very beginning where Amber gets chewed out because she's not doing enough humiliating stuff. And then we're going to jump ahead to Scooter trying to get a clear answer out of Amber. I don't know how much time of that one we'll really spend because it's basically Scooter asking the same question over and over again. And Amber just getting mad. Now, in this video, Sweet Tea is playing the good cop, right? She's playing the character that she is. And in Kicking Geese's live stream, we came up with the analogy that she is the rodeo clown. She's the person that has to direct the cow back into the bin or pin. Yeah, there we go. The bull back into the pen so that it doesn't hurt anybody. So that's really what's happening here. Yeah, unfortunately, Sweet Tea has to play the rodeo clown to Scooter's bad cop. Now, I know starting on the 15th, everybody has gotten very excited about Scooter and Scooter's doing his research. Scooter's asking hard questions. Scooter's really turning on Amber. I just don't feel like it is, though. I feel like what's really happening here is their numbers have really been dropping since their first few episodes. Keem, I think, has always planned to slowly have everybody turn on Amber so that, you know, she, like I said, she is going to become the female boogie, which means Keem has always had plans to slowly start humiliating her on camera. And I think this is the beginning of that. So I don't think any of this is unexpected. I don't even think it's unexpected for Amber, to be honest with you. And when we get into it, I will hopefully remember to stop and pause and point these things out as we run into them. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. I know we've been doing a lot of lolcow live stuff recently, but that's just because it's been the more interesting thing to talk about. So I will be doing some other stuff, though. And with the help of my audience, who is encouraging me, there being a bunch of enablers, we might be doing a bigger project that has nothing to do with Girl World, so maybe. So stick around for that. I may have just, said a bunch of shit and it'll never go anywhere. That never happens over here. Anyway, I am going to speed this up.
Hey girls, welcome back. Get yourself prepared because tonight's livestream was one of Amber's absolute worst. It seems most of her co-workers in the lolcow universe are starting to turn on Amber, and
I just don't think they are, though. I think this is all scripted. There's a Salty Crab video that I keep saying I'm going to react to, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. Mainly because it's kind of evergreen and I don't really have to worry about it too much. And since I just finished doing the Dark Anthropology series about comparing lolcow and the LCU to WWE, and the Jerry Springer Show. But in the Salty Crab video, I'm going to try to remember to link it down below. Salty has a screenshot of a script from the LCU. And this is from back in the day where they had a host named Becky, not to be confused with Becky. Her name was Becky. But this host apparently accidentally somehow got a screenshot of a script up on the social medias. And that was a genuine oops. So these are scripted. It goes back to me saying that things are soft scripted. If they were doing that back when the host Becky was part of the show, the LCU, they're probably still doing it today. All right. So
She is not handling it well. Scooter is finally educating himself on the lore and pushing back on some things, and Amber is scrambling.
What's going on with you, Amber? Why aren't you not doing too good?
because she's like reaching 600 pounds and she's probably housebound.
The chat hates me, the hosts hate me, the world hates me, everyone, it just feels like everyone is out to get me, and I'm not having a good time. It's like fat phobia, it's like Amberlynn doesn't do good enough.
Can we talk about how much I kind of appreciate that Sweet Tea hasn't taken down her Christmas tree yet, because mine's still up.
It's like, did you not see me with
Is it the 16th of January? Yes.
pie in my face? Do you not see this 500+ pound girl like dance every stream? You guys are never gonna get to see my body again. I'm never gonna dance again. Like, I'm literally over it.
No,
like, at this point.
you're definitely gonna dance again.
I'm never gonna dance again.
I do feel like the chat agrees. I've talked to other hosts and they agree. Like, you know, people do want to see you do more stuff. They want to see. I mean, you're the main attraction of the show. They want to see you go through it.
No.
She is the main attraction of Lol Cow Bus. I'm trying to get out of my professorial. Gotta take my professorial hat off. Give my reactor hat. Maybe I do need to wear the choker.
People act like I'm not doing good enough. Like, Tina is giving very much Roxy vibes. Like, I used to donate to Tina and she was all about that life. She never said anything bad about me.
I just can't trust anything these days. But we do know that Amber is very much like, I gave you a penny once upon a time. You owe me your soul.
Now she's saying I'm not doing anything, but yeah, I'm dressing as a pig. Like, what do you want me to do? Do a fucking belly flop on the floor? Like,
Yes.
They
what
probably
more?
would like that.
Scooter, they probably would like that. Look, all right, look. These two will never see this video because they'll just never see this video. But honest to God, I will not go on the LCU. I will never say never because that always comes back to bite you in the ass. But I will not go on an LCU show. However, I would love to sit down and talk with Scooter and Sweet Tea. Maybe not together, maybe one-on-one, but I would love to talk to the two of them, especially if they want to talk about Amber. All right? First off, I know some people like want to paint Sweet Tea as being like dumb or ignorant or something like that. She's not. She's really not. One of y'all got in my comments talking about how her reading like took you back to like grade school. She's got dyslexia, and so reading out loud is kind of difficult. But no, some of the things she's said, some of the little things she's referred to, that whole thing about the artwork, she's not stupid. She's probably smarter than both of these two, and she's a little bit more cultured than people want to believe. Which is surprising, don't get me wrong. Scooter, why is he on here? What is the backstory of these two? Like, the whole shtick of the LCU is that everybody's a lol cow. Everybody's got history. What did he do? Other than his mom is Gidgy? Like, what is his deal? Is the thing that he's just a 27-year-old that lives with his mom? Which I guess he just moved out. Like, what is this? Because he's not dumb. So when I say I think Sweet Tea's smarter than him, he's not dumb. Okay? Which tells you how smart I think Sweet Tea actually is. This is like watching two fairly intelligent people try to pretend to be stupid people. Okay? Like, these two are running circles around Amber, and she thinks she's the smartest one in the room. It's painful. This is painful to watch. And I would love to sit down and just have a conversation with the two of them, like at any point. Not a screaming, yelling thing. If that's what's gonna happen, I don't want to do it. But like, let's get coffee. Like, just for realsies, get coffee. I will take you to a coffee shop. We can sit here and we will both just drink a cup of coffee have a little conversation. I'm not going on your show. You're welcome to come on mine. I'm not going over there. I heard that Keem had to pay Foodie $100 to be on Pit. Was she on Pit? Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. No, I don't. Like I said, never say never, because that comes back to bite you in the ass. But that's a very strong no. Anyway, this just goes on.
I would probably die. For Boogie to be like showing pictures of me and like making fun of my legs.
Part of being here is you gotta get a thicker skin. And look, you are gonna have to do stuff.
And I have been. I've been doing my hardest. Like, this is out of my element.
Look at my Post-it notes. They're little flames. That'll never go back in. There we go. They're for my ADHD shelf. I'll explain that some other time.
It's like, it's just so fucked up. Like, I can't do anything right. I either talk too much or talk too little, or I cry too much or cry too little. Like, girl world hates me, now the LCU hates me. Like, I'm just so over it. I'm dying. Too.
We're all dying.
To Boogie, I'm fucking ugly and disgusting and gross. Boogie can kiss my ass. His fiance is literally a toddler.
Here's one thing I will say. Since Amber has joined the LCU, in this episode and the next episode, which I will also react to, not in this video, her language in this video and the next video is it's not even that it's cringy, it's appalling. And I swear like a sailor. Like, it's terrible. It's like listening to, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you remember, maybe you don't, because, I mean, it would be a long time ago, but remember when you were like, back in like 5th and maybe 6th grade? Because honest to God, when I substitute taught, those were the worst fucking grades to substitute teach. So remember when you were that age? And you were one of those little shits? Remember how you used to fight with each other? And like, just like, the dumbest insults you could come up with? And you would just go in, man. You would just go in with like the nastiest, dumbest insults. Because like, you didn't know how to argue yet. You didn't understand logic. You didn't understand like reasoning, or when you know, just to give up when you were wrong, just to back down and be like, yeah, okay, you got me. You know, like, it's like that. And these last two episodes, and it's just been unbelievable to watch that she is a grown ass adult talking like this. I just, well, I mean, you'll see, but at the same time, it's just like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious?
Who watching paint dry is more entertaining than her dumbass, and I tried so hard yesterday to talk to her and encourage her and be nice to her, for her to just go and talk shit about me like, Pocahontas, you can shut the fuck up. I'm not being mean, I'm being real. You don't fucking know the lore. You don't know that Desi is the most boring person ever on this planet. That's why she's not a fucking host.
I wouldn't go in on somebody, Desi, or whoever her name is. I know she's Boogie's fiance / wife or whatever. I wouldn't be going in on somebody like that when you're like, not really that much more interesting.
Duh. And this is why I'm on the number 1, number 2, number whatever show. Because I'm actually fucking entertaining, but still, it's never fucking good enough
Okay, Scooter. The fuck was that?
around here for anybody, especially you, Pocahontas. You probably look like Pocahontas yourself, you fat pig.
Here's the deal, like, there is constructive criticism buried beneath the bullshit, and I think we can all learn from it.
Honestly, fuck everyone. It was supposed to be a fun show, and I was feeling confident, and I was like, oh, I look cute, I look great.
Here's the deal, you zone out, you get upset and you zone out, like you did it last night, and like, yeah, I get it, but like, you can't let the chat get to you, because
all they want to do is talk shit about me. That's the only reason why they're here. You guys think that you're entertaining? Yeah, shut the fuck up, just stupid, you stupid ass. You've never found Cupid a day in your life. You're probably lonely and single, you piece of shit.
It's more fun watching the other two not react to her.
Every time she talks like this, I honestly don't see how she thinks it improves her chances of getting her channel back.
YouTube doesn't care. She's not violating TOS. There's nothing that she said or did there that violates TOS. FFG didn't get her channel terminated because she talked like a gutter rat. She got her channel terminated because she, from my understanding, did actually violate TOS.
The hate is loud right now, and I literally do not want to do this anymore. I'm so much fed up, and like all the posts. I used to look up to Tina, like.
Yep, Tina, the Tina that ripped Foodie Beauty a new one when she was on LolCow Live, is now coming for Amber.
No, listen, what happened? I went to Kuwait.
It's like the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch. And Keem's in the middle. Which one does that make Keem? Who was in the middle of the Brady Bunch? Quick, somebody. Who was in the middle of the Brady Bunch?
The cat is old. Her nails grew into a cut because I was gone for 2 months. I didn't know that would happen. When I came back after to get her nails cut, and now people are like, her nails. Okay, that was like 3 years ago.
Okay, but wait, cat's nails don't grow that fast in 2 months.
Yes, when they're elderly, they do. Look it up.
You don't even fucking match your box breed. You don't even shave that mother. You leave cock on that like you did your cat. I'm not working with that ugly bitch.
That's not
Only
Tina.
on this show.
Let's get. It's Wednesday, so we gotta do weigh-ins. Let's do weigh-ins real quick. All
Let's get on to the fatphobia.
Amber, I feel bad for the 3 chin joke cause you crying and stuff.
I get it. I have three chins. My legs look like tree trunks. Like, I'm fully aware. Keep going. Just keep on with the weigh-in.
Amberlynn ended up losing weight. She is the only one that lost weight.
What am I looking at? Sure.
So, I mean, W.
I don't care. I've never actually really cared.
Her, honestly, W's for her. She lost 2 pounds this week. Congratulations.
But it doesn't matter, right, Boogie? Because I'm ugly and gross and no one should love me ever.
Nope, that's not what I come up here to say. No, me and Desi are watching.
Okay.
Because, Amber, I am a fan. You are actually beautiful underneath that weight. And when you lose it, you will be beautiful. But it's fair to say that weight holds you back. For a big girl, you are quite beautiful. And you know what? I do admire that you take good care of yourself. I get triggered by fat women. I get triggered by fat women. That's just a thing for me. You are beautiful.
You're mad because you're attracted to her because she's so beautiful, and you're pissed because she's fat. You can't.
Thanks, sweetie. Thanks. You're trying.
You're damn good at your makeup. Desi admires that.
Boogie.
She told me to tell you that.
You were making fun of me. You posted a picture of my full body and you were very mean.
Someone posted a photo of themselves with Amber out in public, which she actually loves. She regularly uses full body shots for shock value in thumbnails, but suddenly no one is allowed to comment on her body.
You know she doesn't like leg pictures.
The tweet of her standing up doing a selfie with a fan, and I just showed it.
Like he was saying all kinds of shit on live, like, oh, Amberlynn, she talks too much, she didn't do anything for the show, she's useless. Like, and then he comes up here and it's like, oh, I feel bad.
He might have BPD himself going back and forth like that. Something.
BPD.
Right up there.
As you guys may or may not know, Amberlynn Reid's been a very big supporter of Queens throughout the past, like she was with Roxy.
Yeah,
All right, this is going to go into listening to the 2 women from Queens basically tear into Amber because she doesn't do enough, and then it'll cut back into Amber whining about how she does plenty, and it's just a back and forth yelling match between a recording of a show and Amber, and Scooter trying to be like, yeah, but they have a point, and then Sweet Tea being like, Scooter, why are you so mean? We're going to skip that. I will have this link down below, so you can definitely go watch that. This is the majority of what I wanted to go over, and I think what I want to do, because again, though, you know, solidarity to my artifact labeling friends. Those days. I actually liked labeling artifacts, to be honest with you. That was, I actually enjoyed doing that. Didn't really care for washing them because my fingers would get all, you know, pruny. But I liked labeling the damn things. Anyway, I do kind of want to keep the show relatively short. So, short for me. And then, you know, it'll end up being an hour and 20 minutes. But here we go. This is where Scooter starts asking Amber about Beck. And the thing is, I think, remember I talk about this being soft scripted, which means it's not a verbatim script, right? It's more like an impromptu script, I guess, where it would be something like Scooter brings up Beck. Amber reluctantly says, sure, let's talk about Beck. Sweet Tea says something supportive about Amber being better than Beck. You know, so there's not a thing that Sweet Tea's supposed to say, like, exactly, but she knows that she's supposed to come in and play wingman for Amber, right? Yeah? Why didn't that work?
I'd bring up there being some good intentions on decided some of these reaction channels. This is because I learned about a situation with your former girlfriend, Beck.
Also, we find out in the next episode that Scooter's been watching Snowflake. Shouldn't have mentioned that.
And I kind of want to get into that a bit.
Is she a detractor channel?
No, Beck's not a detractor channel. But I saw a video, like some interviews with her, talking about some of the stuff that went down whenever you guys were together.
Okay, what do you want to talk about exactly?
Well, what was...
God, the way she talks when she does that. It's so fake. Fake. Anyway.
Like the nature of your guys' relationship, because like the way that like she described it, and, like I've seen some channels describe it, is she was like almost a caretaker for you. Yeah, like she kind of nursed you. She helped take care of your hygiene, stuff like that. Like she drove you around, helped take care of the pets. Like, is that an accurate representation?
Every single facial expression that Amber has gone through since she's gone, okay, those have all been forced. Those are not. They've all been forced. Let me put it that way. Amber thinks she's a phenomenal actress. She is not. And this is why I don't know how much of this upcoming meltdown is real and how much of it is this was what they were going to do that night. Right? Which is another reason why I would really kind of just like to talk with these guys and be like, you know?
Of that relationship?
No, not really. No. I'm gonna say less than a year. I was like bedbound. I told you guys that in like 2019. So Beck would help with certain things. And the only
God, do all of them vape?
hygiene time that Beck ever like helped with hygiene was after I had my hysterectomy in 2020.
Scooter bringing up Beck is important because this is one of the clearest examples of Amber rewriting history in real time. Amber just minimized what Beck did for her, and that's wild considering Beck was not only her partner, but her caretaker. After Amber's hysterectomy, Beck was wiping her. Not for a few days, not for a couple weeks. Amber has admitted it went on for nearly an entire year. She even claimed she forgot how to wipe.
That's wild. I have never heard Amber, until this, I'd never heard Amber claim that she had forgotten how to wipe. Or that, I think she goes on to say that her muscles were too weak to wipe. First off, let's pretend like that's real. Mind blown.
This was about dependency and control. Amber didn't just rely on Beck, she used Beck. You don't get to accept that level of care for years and then downplay it when it becomes inconvenient. This is why people bring up Beck. Not to be cruel, but because Amber keeps trying to pretend she wasn't dependent, and the receipts say otherwise.
It was the summer of 2020, and my hysterectomy was so
summer of 69.
like so hardcore that I could not wipe. Let's be real. I couldn't. Yeah. And during that time, as I was healing, like it took me like 2 months total to finally be able to like start doing things again, like bending and like anything really. I realized I kind of lost the muscle. This is going to be so TMI. And I'm going to be flat out honest with it. I don't want to admit to it, but I kind of lost like the ability to, because as a bigger woman as well, I lost the ability to wipe, low-key.
You're not a bigger woman. You're stupid, morbidly obese. You lost the muscle to wipe. That's insane. Like, what do you mean exactly? Like, you lost the wrist strength? Can't talk tonight. You lost the wrist strength to, like, maneuver? You lost, like, the bicep? Like, you couldn't rotate the shoulder? Like, I'm curious. This isn't like my fixation with you and the sun, but I am quite curious what you mean exactly.
But you know the thing is, which I can now. Whoa, we need to say that. This was years ago. Why?
Also, you talked about choking on a potato and shitting yourself. Like, you don't have a lot of, what am I thinking? What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. You'll talk about, you're not foodie beauty level degrading yourself, but you have your moments. And this whole, I lost the muscles to wipe is another really prime example of that. So maybe we will get her belly flopping. No, you know why we won't get belly flopping? She can't get up off the ground afterwards. She's not like Anna, our worm queen, doing the worm queen. That didn't come out right. Anyway, Anna can get up off the ground by herself. I don't think Amber can.
Is it okay that Beck gets to like go around and like say these things? But Beck literally squatted in front of me.
Okay, we don't need to listen to that part.
Here's the deal.
So isn't that what people in relationships do?
Like
No, I've never had a partner I've asked to do that.
how long did this go on? Like where you didn't have the muscles and like she was kind of helping you out with stuff.
She said 2 to 3 months.
See,
Well,
people,
that was with the healing, but it lasted a good like 9 months, I would say.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, see, I think that's genuine. That seemed like a genuine surprise to me from Sweet Tea.
Okay, so they yeah, I saw something in the chat. That's why I wanted to kind of address
Shut
that.
the fuck up.
But like, so I mean, it is accurate to say then, because like, how long were you guys together?
Like 4 years.
So I mean, almost a quarter of the
Wow.
relationship. Almost a quarter of the relationship. Then, like, she was helping you out. Then, so I mean, I feel like it is.
Would you do it for someone
Absolutely,
you love?
absolutely, I would not. And I'm not.
Where's the problem? Where's the problem?
I'm not giving you shit on it. I'm just trying to establish what the relationship was before we get into the stuff I want to talk about.
We were supposed to be partners, and they were there for me when they needed to be, and I was there for them. Like, I financially supported them, and they sat there, they lied and said I financially abused.
Amber, you are quick to point out things other people have done, yet you have lied, abused people and animals, said vile things. Why should you be the only one to be forgiven? If you can keep...
I don't know what she thinks she's doing when she pulls this whole... Like, I don't know what she thinks she's portraying when she does that. It is so, like, teenage girl. It's... it makes her face very magnetically attractive to someone's fist. Let me make... Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. You get my point. I wish Scooter... Maybe this is why Scooter's wearing that hat. I wish Scooter wasn't wearing that hat, because I don't have a good read on him or Sweet Tea. And the other thing is, and I'm not being rude, but I know that Sweet Tea's like missing her dentures right now or something, which makes it a little more difficult to get a read on the two of them.
Bringing things up, so will we.
I mean, that's fair.
You're a fucking dumbass. First of all, say whatever the fuck you want about me, but I've never fucking abused an animal, point blank,
Okay.
period.
Yeah.
So
Y'all
shut the
can't
fuck up with that. Shut the
At
fuck
all.
up.
What's on your little PJs there? I want to see.
Whenever you say that, you were, and I confirm this, you were the breadwinner in that relationship, but you did financially support.
I was making $150,000 a year.
Here's why I think that this was scripted. I know everyone's like, oh, Scooter got into it, and he really, put the thumb screw on Amber. This entire time, don't get me wrong, this doesn't look good for Amber. I'm not saying that. I think she thinks it made her look good. She is talking about, as usual, herself through this entire thing, right? But she is once again telling her side of the story. And I think that's what this was supposed to be. I think what Amber was doing here and why she probably agreed to this skit, let's just call it a skit, is she wanted to talk about how awesome she was during this relationship, and once again, drag Beck, because she will never forgive Beck. She will never forgive Beck for breaking up with her. She just won't. I cannot figure out why Beck is the one that she cannot get over, but she will not forgive Beck. And I think this skit, the purpose of this skit wasn't really, oh, Scooter's really going to get in there and he's finally seeing the light and Scooter's asking the hard questions and yada, yada, yada. I don't think that was the point here at all. I think the point here was Amber wanted to talk about all the things she did in the relationship. Amber wanted to talk about how everything was her money. Amber wanted to talk about how, again, lazy Beck was. Amber wanted to talk about how much weed Beck smoked. Whatever dumb shit does she say? She just goes in on Beck, saying things that some stuff we have heard, but then layering in some other stuff that we've never heard of before, and nor do we give a shit. But that's kind of the point. Amber just wants to, once again, go after Beck. And I think that's the point of this. I don't think the real point of this was Scooter's waking up and he's seeing the light. I don't think so. Maybe Scooter really did watch a snowflake video. That would be phenomenal if he did. But I think I'm not sorry for this freeze screen. But I think the real reason for this was Amber saw another opportunity to badmouth Beck, and this was her taking it. And the trade-off was, she has to look like she's going off the rails. She's crashing out. Okay, Amber's perfect. Amber can do that. Amber can fake cry at the drop of a hat. We've watched her do it. She can flip emotions literally that fast. We've watched her do it. She can flip emotions almost as fast as Foodie. The only difference is hers are intentional. I don't think Foodie's are. I think Foodie's a little bit more scary because I don't think those are intentional all the time. That's what makes her a little bit more scary. This one, though, hers are planned. There's words for that. But we don't diagnose over here. We never have, and we're not going to start. I'm just saying, if I had to run into one of them in a dark alley at night, I'd rather run into Foodie. Anyway, knowing what I know about the soft scripting that I learned from the Salty Crab video, and I just my own experience watching wrestling and knowing how that shit works, and then going over my own 3 videos, I don't know how much of this is authentic, right? We know Amber lies. She lies like she lies, right? And I don't have a good enough read on Scooter and Sweet Tea to really know when they're being authentic versus when they're not. And this particular episode, Scooter's got this goddamn hat on, so I can't really see too much. So I can say he does seem to get a little heated and a little exasperated as we go on through this, but at the same time, both of the girls start yelling at him. Both of the women here start yelling at him. I mean, that would probably piss off anybody regardless, Even fake emotions can amp you up because your body doesn't know the difference. Is that Alvin the Chipmunk? I'm staring at this thing in the back. Is that Alvin the Chipmunk? And does he have my fake brick wall? He does. That's my fake brick wall.
And they got to spend whatever the they wanted whenever they wanted. So their bullshit lies about that is not cool and not okay.
Here's the deal. Whenever I watched the interviews with her, she said that you pushed her to not get a job. Like, you encouraged her to, like, stick around the house, be a companion,
Encouraged Beck to get a job. All I ever did was say, why don't you get a job?
The issue here is, like, you're saying that you financially supported her and all this stuff, and good on her for helping you out and doing that stuff. But, like, at the same time, if you're telling her, hey, don't worry about getting a job, like, just do stuff on the side, like, how is she supposed to make
Scooter,
money?
were you in our relationship?
I'm not. No.
Did you ever hear me say that? Did you ever hear me say that? Did you ever hear me say that? Did you ever?
You're not winning the conversation if you're repeating the same thing over and over again. Just for those of you who don't know how to do argument, I can't point. God damn it, Rachel. This is not arguments. This is not argumentation. This is a 8-year-old throwing a fit. How old are you when you're in 6th grade? I would ask, but
Hang on. Let's do this. Let's Google a thing. Boop. All right. The great and mighty Google tells me that 5th and 6th grade are like 9 to 12-year-olds in that area. I don't know. That was a really long time ago now. But anyway, this is how a 9 to 12-year-old argues. This is not how a 34-year-old adult woman should be arguing. Just even an inexperienced arguer, 34-year-old woman, should not be arguing like this. If you're arguing like this, you lost the argument. Game over, my dude. Game over, man. Damn it. I know my movie references.
Ever hear me say that?
Hold on. Here's what I'm giving Beck
No,
the same.
not what you're doing. Nah, what you're doing is believing reaction channels, and you're gonna be coming
No,
off.
hold
and
on,
I'm not
hold
gonna
on,
show
hold
up
on.
tomorrow.
I am giving
That was
you,
bullshit.
I am giving you or giving Beck the same benefit of the doubt that I gave you. I'm listening to what they said. I'm not listening to what the
I
detractors
never
said
fucking.
or the reaction
Oh my
channels.
god, I hate everybody. Holy fuck, I hate
But
everybody.
fruit neglect.
It's not that I don't care about the animals. It's not pertinent to the conversation right now.
The banking, I guess. Like, what was it a joint
It's pretty
account?
fucking simple. I get in a relationship with someone and they're like, "Oh, do you want to join my bank because my actual bank account because you're getting out of this relationship and now you're leaving the bank account from your ex?" And I was like, "Sure." So
I'm pretty sure that's not how that conversation went. Or at least, all right, I'm pretty sure that's not how Beck said that conversation went. I can be wrong.
I could have gotten my own bank account or I could have been with Beck. Either
You should have gotten your own bank account.
way, Beck was not really making much money, so it was.
It doesn't matter. That wasn't the question. What did his face do when she did that?
So I could have gotten my own bank account or I could have been with Beck. Either way, Beck was not really making much money, so it was never anything about
Okay.
weird money situation
Okay. Wear a hat all you want, Scooter. I got eyes.
type thing.
The weird part is I actually sort of kind of like, I don't know how to really put this. It's not like I want to be friends with either of the two of them, but I kind of like, if I have to like a character, I like Scooter and Sweet Tea. Currently. I'm sure I'll eat those words much earlier down the road than I would like, but currently, I'm a great judge of character.
They made literally nothing, okay? I was the breadwinner. So they were able to spend any penny they wanted, whatever they wanted. That Beck did not have a job at all. All they did was sit on their fucking ass 24/7. Me too, though. Hi.
See,
Me too.
Weren't they on your streams though? Didn't they
Yes,
participate?
because they wanted to be.
No.
No, Beck didn't just stick around. Beck left to take control of their own life. Amber has openly admitted she begged Beck to come back on live streams because she couldn't do it on her own. She didn't have the drive, and she didn't have the personality. Amber even started calling Beck her employee, bragging about paying them, which, by the way, she didn't actually do. And while Beck was helping her keep the channel afloat, Amber publicly degraded them every chance she got on those live streams. So no, Beck wasn't freeloading. Beck was being used and humiliated while Amber benefited.
And they were on my streams for a total of like 6 months out of 5 years.
I'm
It
not.
was my live stream era.
You hold money over everyone's head. Beck, Destiny, Roxy, Tina. Beck earned every penny for having to follow you into every bathroom and was kept away from family. They wanted to work and you said no.
9 to 12-year-old. If you're making faces like this in an argument, you lost the argument. Long time ago.
Period, and you stole their money. That
Were you in a
Tarzan
fucking
11
relationship?
super chatted $20. Honestly, you should quit. If all you do is be upset with us, why are you still here? Honestly, I came to support you, but I'm staying for Scooty. Please leave.
I don't.
Are
Having a hard
fucking-
time right
are
now,
you
dude.
an idiot? Are you like I'm gonna respond to both of these. So you hold money over everyone's head. So can we go in the same way where Beck is holding my immobility, whatever the word is, over my head?
But if you,
Yeah.
like, if at one
Can we
point,
say the fucking same for them? How about you stop glazing Beck?
If she's saying that Amber kept her from the job when Amber was the breadwinner and everything, why couldn't she just fucking left or got a job? Like,
from the way I heard it, she was encouraged to stay at home with you, and like, look, she was.
I need to go back and watch their show before Amber joined the show, because it used to just be the two of them. And then they had, like, random people come on. I should go back and watch the show before Amber joined and see the dynamic between the two of these two. I think I have 5 functioning brain cells right now. And 3 of them are protesting. Two of them are doing all the labor here. Going to name them Scooter and Sweet Tea. My last two brain cells are named Scooter and Sweet Tea. And it could be her setup. I don't know how she's got her screens and everything set up. I know she's holding her mic, but I do see Sweet Tea blinking a lot. And maybe her eyes are dry. I definitely hit a point eventually where I just like start blinking a lot because like it's really dry in my bedroom and we still have quite a bit of dust in the air from the murder hole, which I still don't have flooring over. It's filled. The murder hole is filled, but it's just literal cement slab. There's no flooring on top of it. I knew I should have written my initials in it. Anyway, my point being, maybe her eyes are dry, but she blinks a lot. That's not usually a good sign. When you're not talking, blinking a lot when someone else is talking, typically not a good sign. Especially when you're trying to maintain a neutral face, which she is definitely trying to do. So, meanwhile, Scooter's face is all over the damn place.
Taking care of you for almost a year. That's a full-time job.
My God.
Look, I'm not trying to upset you. I
didn't poop 24/7, bro. It was like a night, once a night type of deal. When you get home from work, I'm gonna poop, okay? So help me out.
Part-time could have been fine, right?
Damn it, Sweet Tea. Part-time could have been fine. What are you smoking in that thing? Christ. Buddy troll.
Is this glazing, bro?
like glazing. I'm trying.
You're giving me the ick. I'm actually grossed out that I come up on here, I'm crying, I'm this and I'm that. And I thought we had a whole show planned. This wasn't part of it.
This is a video I watched last night while I was preparing for FFG and everything else. It came up in my recommended. I watched it. It was an interview with Beck.
Oh, okay. So what's happening is you're believing everything Beck's saying, but you don't even know this human at all. I have nothing to lie about.
Okay.
I feel like they had a good relationship too. Like the fallout was after the breakup, right, Amber?
Yeah. Beck said they were gonna love me forever. Beck was upset that I moved on. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was supposed to be depressed my whole life.
Okay, it was questions I want to know the answer to. I apologize. As I learn more, I want to know the answers to this shit. I have given you more than the benefit of the doubt.
This is what the LCU is turning me into.
Okay. So let's
see right there. That felt like acting. Not her. She's fake as shit. But that right there for him felt like acting.
I didn't fucking financially use anyone. They had free range over the money.
Deb's Beck is the best.
Reign. They had free reign. They're not chickens. Though, she does later on say, free range like a chicken. So yeah, sure.
Best thing that ever happened to you. You took away the $5,000 inheritance from their mother and you left her with $100 for a U-Haul.
Okay, from here on out, we get fixated, I think from here on out, we get fixated on the inheritance money. And so there might be jumps and skips from here on out, just because it does get a little repetitive. We may not even finish it out, but some important things do get said. But again, I don't know how much of this I can trust. I do kind of like Sweet Tea's face here. Like, how much of this is fresh for Sweet Tea? Like, how much of this is Sweet Tea not heard before is what I want to know. So, I don't know. You know, in your heart of hearts, you want these two to be authentic. Ouch, that was my ankle. You want these two to be authentic. You want them to, wake up and learn and, welcome to the Amberverse, bitches. You want that to happen, which I think is why a lot of people are excited that Scooter is doing what he's doing right now, and in the episode last night, and maybe tonight too. It's Friday, who knows? But it's the LCU, and I just did 3 videos breaking this shit down. I'm telling you guys, it's not, you can't trust it. I mean, some of it's like, it's soft scripted. So some of it is reaction. It has, at some point, some of it has to be real reacting, right? Some of it has to be real because some of it has to be them reacting in real time. That's the point of soft scripting. But the setup isn't authentic, right? The story isn't authentic, which brings everything else into question.
You couldn't pay a lead any amount to care for you the way they did.
We're about to spill the tea, and the tea's about to be spilled. That $5,000 went into the fucking bank. Beck did what they wanted with that fucking money. I didn't fucking touch it. Beck did. After me and Beck broke up, I paid for Beck's bullshit for months and months. I'm talking, do you want to know how much weed I would buy for Beck months and months after we broke up? Because I felt bad for their anxieties.
And
I would buy food and gas and this and that.
Okay.
Okay, he's got a tell. And his tell is he sucks on his bottom lip. What that means, I'm not entirely sure yet. And I mean, rolling your eyes is pretty damn obvious.
Want to know for how long? I paid for the fucking car insurance for months and months.
Yeah, see, there he goes again.
After, when they could have fucking got a
And they just did it there.
job and they fucking
Doing it again.
didn't. But you know, the only reason why I stopped paying for those things is because I was in a whole fucking committed
And Sweet Tea's much better at poker face. But I'm starting to see it on her too. Not the sucking of the bottom lip thing, but she's definitely got a downward turn to her. She's got a... I need to go over my terms and shit, but she's got like the... You know, the... going on. I'm over exaggerating it, but she's doing it right now. She's got like a little snarl on her face. Right here. The little snarl that happens when you're just done with someone's shit. I'm gonna guess that her setup's down here because her eyes don't come up ever. Not really. Well, that's not true. Every once in a while she looks up. So her camera must be around this level, somewhere around her eye level, kind of like mine's up here, but my screen's down here. So I'm guessing that's what her setup looks like. Guessing. Yeah, but she's definitely developing this little snarl. And since he hasn't said shit yet, the only person talking is Amber. That's who that snarl's for. It's not for him. Because he hasn't done or really said, he hasn't said or really done anything.
relationship with someone named Feline who said, how about you stop paying for your ex-partner's shit? It's disrespectful.
70 for dragging her now after 4 surgeries.
And she does the sucking on the lips thing too. Only she does the full mouth. All right, and the reason those are important is those are things that you do when you typically want to keep yourself from saying something. You pull your lips in to physically stop yourself from talking.
In a month while you cry over a thumbnail, you are a coward. Take the money to fill the empty void in your life.
With how much money I had in my...
And see, that was a very over-exaggerated face. But he's reacting to something that he couldn't have known was going to come.
Motherfucking bank, $5,000 was like a penny that I can fucking shit on, okay?
Well then, Amber, if it was a penny you could have shat on, why don't you just go give Beck $5K? Because Beck could sure use it right now, and it's nothing to you. So why don't you go put your money where your mouth is, bitch? Just saying. I don't care if she's play acting or not. It's a stupid thing to say.
Point blank, period.
That comment right there is genuinely disgusting.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know what
Correct.
Okay, but like, so here's where I'm kind of running into an issue. Is like early on in the relationship, you were the main breadwinner. Beck couldn't get a job. Whenever the inheritance comes in, then it's suddenly her responsibility to spend like the last month. Like her mother passed away from cancer. Like that was what we talked.
If at any point in a conversation or in an argument you are making that face, say it with me. You have lost the you have lost the argument. Come on, brain cells, we can do it. Come on, Scooter and Sweet Tea. Can I have a Scooter and Sweet Tea doll? See, it's times like this that I wish I had a PO box, because I know if I put that out into the ether, one of y'all will send me 2 little Scooter and Sweet Tea dolls. Wearing that damn hat.
About earlier, don't freak out yet. Like, isn't it kind of weird though to kind of be like, okay, yeah, I took care of her and all this stuff, and then like turn around and be like, well, we needed this money for this and that and that and that and that.
Were you muted, or were you just lip syncing?
Needed this money for this and that. Never once.
But you just said you did.
I had plenty of money.
But you just said that. Is he a sweater? Like, sweats a lot?
But you just said you did. We needed it for insurance. We needed it to pay for our living expenses.
No, I didn't, bro. You are not listening.
7,000 ALR manipulated Beck to quit her job, so
And so here's where Sweet Tea tries to play both. She gets called out for this too, by the way. Sweet Tea is, again, like I said, she's playing the rodeo clown and not like, you're a clown. She's trying to keep the bull in the pen, the bull being Amber. So keeping the cow in the pen? Anyway, she's playing rodeo clown. She starts, I think from around here, she starts to just agree with Amber. She just starts to agree with basically whatever Amber says, which kind of puts Scooter in a corner where it doesn't matter what the hell Scooter says from this point forward, it's going to be the wrong thing. And he seems oddly to be someone who doesn't like conflict, but it's literally his job. So this is where I think everybody starts to feel for him. But I don't know if we should.
She would stay home with her.
Did you?
Oh, first of all,
And as much as I just got done telling you that, she's playing rodeo clown, her facial expressions are not lining up with what she says. And her overall body language is very closed. And some of that has to do with where she's sitting, how she's positioned. And, you see her move around sometimes, but I mean, they're sitting in front of their cameras. We don't tend to have a lot of body movement here because we're sitting.
Did I emotionally abuse? Yes. Did Beck emotionally abuse? Yes. Am I going to admit it? Yes. Is Beck? No.
But you did admit that you were emotionally abusive to Beck. So that's something. Good job, Scooter. We'll give you a gold star for that one. So we do have Amber on record now saying that she was emotionally abusive to Beck. So I hope somebody clipped that one.
Beck thinks that they're fucking the most perfect thing that ever fucking walked this planet.
Beck doesn't think anything right now. Beck is more worried about how they're paying their medical bills. I hate to be like that, but
planet. You do fucking care, and that's why you're fucking here, you dumb fuck.
I heard
that was to Keem, by the way. She's yelling at Keem like that.
I heard your entire story, the first 2 episodes, Amber. Now as I learn more, I'm really trying to learn more so I can be better at knowing you, knowing your past, so we can
getting to know
do a good show. But like as I do that, questions are going to come up, and I just want to know the truth.
I'm literally telling you the truth.
You ain't sick to me. I don't know any of this lore, but as defensive as you are, seems like you're scared to get caught.
I have a big announcement.
One more.
2
more.
Donating. I have an announcement.
Hold up.
You provoked her. She didn't care until you kept disturbing her peace. Stop twisting the truth because these two know nothing.
I don't.
Not true.
You don't know shit. You don't dance. You don't add anything else to the table. Leave.
I don't dance.
Now.
So according to this person, I'm the one who left Casey, by the way. Casey, my abuser. So does that mean everything I'm saying is true? So since Beck left me, that means everything Beck's saying is true. Is that the way you want to think? No, the way that they want to think is Amberlynn is wrong about everything.
Yeah.
Amberlynn is always the abuser, no matter if it's financially, physically, animally, mentally, emotionally.
Because there's video evidence of it. The reason why everybody believes Casey, other than Casey is far more sympathetic than you, and I myself have even pointed this out, that this is unfortunately he said, she said situation. We, the audience, truly cannot say which one of them is actually telling the truth. But having said that, on the one hand, we have an incredibly unreliable narrator who has been, on numerous occasions, proven to be lying about the exact things that she accused her ex of, right? And also, you walked it back publicly. The reason why people believe Casey over you is because you lie a lot about the exact same things. That's why people believe Casey. And Casey has on his side 2 other exes who are relatively reliable because their stories back each other up, and those stories back up Casey's. And all 3 of those stories came out before the victims of an empath shit came out. So there's minimal chance of contamination between the 3 of them. I'm not saying there can't be, but it's minimal. Right? Unlike everybody since victims of an empath came out. Right? And also, in Casey's favor, we have the accusations of ABSU to Feline, who is silent, but has other people saying what happened in that relationship that you have now said is true. And as much as I don't like Emily, you have now confirmed that there was physical ABSU between you and Emily. So, yeah, there is a possibility that Casey was the aggressor. There is that possibility. But the preponderance, yeah, sure, of evidence is against you. And when we use deductive reasoning, no, inductive, which one's what? Hang on, I'll be back. I was right. Inductive reasoning, it doesn't look good for you. All right? I'm an archaeologist. 90% of what I do is inductive, so sucks to be you, because it looks real good for Casey, and it don't look good for you. That's why everyone believes Casey. Are you correct in saying that we weren't there, we can't know 100%? Yes, you are. But if I were to put everything on a scale and take my hand away and let the little baskets even out, yours is going to be down there touching on the ground. The fact that you can't wrap your head around that boggles my mind. And also just proves to me that you think if you just say the same thing over and over and over and over again, that it will magically become true. Also tells me that you're lying. Because that's one of the tools of a liar.
It's always Amberlynn in the wrong. And Scooter is now falling for the bullshit.
I'm not falling for the bullshit. Like Tay said, I don't know the lore, so I'm trying to get the full story here. That's all I'm trying to do.
It's not lore.
It is.
Kind of is, to be honest.
What a slag.
Dude,
what a slag.
Oh, look, here's the deal. I'm on your side, but I want to know your history. Like, I'm an open book. Sweet Tea's an open book.
This motherfucking Uno Doso Trace 398 bullshit ugly fuck. You better shut the fuck up. You know nothing about me.
I would call her out if I heard even one thing that I thought was even remotely crazy. But nothing has been.
Well, so is it not fair for me to do the same thing, though?
What's frustrating?
To stay without a job, that does sound a little bit like.
Do you know why Beck quit? Do you know why Beck quit? They worked in this like wood factory every day. They would come home. Oh, my back hurts. So you know what I did as the girlfriend that I am? Hey, I make hella money. Why don't you just quit? I'll support you. Where
So-
I slacked, Beck picked up. Where Beck slacked, I picked up. But no one wants to give me the grace for that for some reason.
Because you weaponize it. Beck didn't weaponize it. And actually, Beck seems to pick up slack more than you did. You seem to think paying for everything was picking up slack. And I mean, I guess having somebody pay all the bills, but at the same time, you basically prevented Beck from being able to pay their own bills, so most caregivers get paid by the hour. Here in Pennsylvania, even Medicaid will pay family members an hourly wage, something like that. So, even if you are family and you're taking care of your family, the Medicaid here will pay you to do that. So, even if out of the kindness of your own heart, you'll still get paid. Putting it out there. I don't know if that's true in every state, but I know it's true here.
So she did have a job while you were dating at one point.
Yes, when we first got together.
Shooter said that you wouldn't let her have a job.
I said that after she quit the job, she was in what she said was she was encouraged not to get another job so she could be at home. And look, she was helping on it. Was she paid for the streams that she helped out on?
Fucking shit.
They shared money, Scooter.
No, the question was she paid for the stream she was on? Not did they share money? No. That buddy troll.
I literally feel like I'm going crazy right now.
That was a short trip.
So let's get into the inheritance thing then. So like we talked about how
let me explain it to you again. Beck got $5,000. Beck put it in the bank. We never spoke about it again because it was just there. Beck bought what they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted. I never say in it ever. And might I add, I helped Beck's family financially so many times, my head is gonna pop off about it.
What does that have to do with the $5,000? You haven't answered the question.
So don't even fucking fuck with
You can't handle the truth. Sorry.
me when it comes to this bullshit financial. Did she wipe me? Yes.
What does this have to do with the $5,000? That all you're doing is reinforcing the argument that you owe Beck money, even more than $5,000. I mean,
yes. Was I emotionally abusive and controlling and wanted her near me 24/7? Yes, it happened. But was I financially abusive? No. Was Beck a horrible partner too? Yes.
ALR basically ate herself into being a huge blob who couldn't wipe herself. Just leave ALR days.
What's that got to do with the $5,000 inheritance? I mean,
Fatphobia.
Amber, the way you were.
Who cares if I'm a fucking narcissist? Call me a narcissist. Call me anything you fucking want. I don't give a fuck anymore. Narcissistic goddess here in action, baby.
No, you're more like just a 9 to 12-year-old who's not getting what they want.
Hello.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I can't wait to go hang out with your mama, someone who actually believes me and loves me and cares about me, unlike my own actual girlfriend. Let's talk about one of your past relationships. Have you been imperfect?
No.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Exactly.
But here's
Did
the
you
deal.
financially abuse any women?
Honestly, I probably did financially abuse my mother to some level. 100% I did.
There we go. Hate on him. You ain't gonna hate on him.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. I'm taking accountability for it. And the way you were talking about the money before, it sounds like it was something you were using to hang over her head. It really does to me. Okay, look, it's fine. Let's move on to the inheritance.
Shooter.
How does she end up with only $100 whenever there was a count in her name? How does she only leave with $100 whenever she had a $6,000 inheritance and you were making money hand over fist? Okay, so you were making money
off
off
a job after y'all broke up?
I guess that's where I'm confused is if you were making this money, again, I don't understand how she leaves the relationship with only $100 if she was spending your money.
That's not what fucking happened. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god.
Okay, that's exactly what happened. You gave Beck $100 to get a U-Haul and told him to get out. Here's the thing. I can't remember if it's apathetic or if it's Salty that points this out. Amber kept the $5,000 and all of the money that Amber owed Beck for being in the live streams. Let's not forget, Amber owed Beck actual income for being on the live streams with her. Her being Amber. She only gave Beck $100 when Beck finally left, right? Amber kept all that money because she wanted Beck to struggle. Because she's punishing, and still is punishing Beck for leaving. She is never going to forgive Beck for this. I don't really know exactly why. Because other girlfriends left Amber. But Beck is the one that she just won't let go, right? Damn heater. And it's kind of like the Casey thing where she just won't. So maybe it is like, if you dare to leave her, she's just gonna spend the rest of her life trying to make your life miserable. And maybe that's the thing with Casey, because, hear me out, Casey had transitioned by the time she dropped those accusations or was working on integrating and transitioning. So by the time she dropped those accusations, it was a woman making accusations against a man at that point. But she did go on to, the whole time she's making those accusations, she was misgendering Casey the entire time. I don't know, maybe not. But she's been bringing Casey up a lot lately. And bringing that up a lot lately. So she is harping on that and Casey a lot here. And she's never stopped going after Beck. Destiny, she was madly in love with. She never got over her emotional attachment to Destiny. And Destiny, really, I never liked Destiny. But I think that's what saved Destiny's ass. And I don't know why her and Crystal, I don't know why she didn't go after Crystal. Her and Crystal stayed friends for a while after they broke up. So maybe that's why. But like, Casey left her and Beck left her. They've all left her. But why those two? The only thing the two of them have in common is that they both have shifted identity afterwards, or even maybe during the relationship. Like, Casey transitioned and Beck, I guess, transitioned. Beck is non-binary now. So is that it? Is it really just that simple? I mean, she had moved on to wifey long before Beck left. Is it really that simple? That's really gross if that's really that simple. I'm just talking off the top of my head. I could be barking at the moon. But that's the only common thread. That's the only common thread. I always just assumed it was because her and Beck had been together the longest, and, you know, Beck and her had been engaged. I think Beck's the only fiance that Amber's ever been able to land. The only proper fiance Amber's ever been able to land. And I thought maybe it was just that, but maybe not. Anyway.
You're not listening to me?
How much money did she have when she left? Because she said,
rages at you.
so how much? So she had her full $6,000 when she left, or $5,000. That's what you're saying. Here's the deal. One second you're saying that you're supporting her, you're paying the money to support her, and then the next second she has no money left to live off of after you guys break up. That's where I'm confused.
I feel like I'm speaking a different language.
I feel like you are too, to be completely honest.
Explain a different way, Amber, because it is a little hard to understand.
Drama Alert Super Chatted $20. Give this to Beck.
Out of every single person in the LCU besides Xylee, I'm the most entertaining bitch there is. GW, whatever the fuck, you need to change that username. If I'm so boring, why the fuck are you here? Because I know you're here from Girl World, you dumb
Just
Fair for
tell me that.
Scooter.
It's about getting the full story, and I feel like you're dancing around where the money went from the inheritance. Like, I really do.
Sure.
No, you even agreed, Sweet Tea, that it was not really clear where that money...
That was an interesting moment because Sweet Tea yells at Scooter because Scooter won't let where's the inheritance money go? Why when Beck left did Beck not have that $5,000 to take with them? And Sweet Tea goes, Scooter! And Scooter says, no, you agreed with me, Sweet Tea. And she goes, yeah, I did.
Money ended up. If she had $5,000 and you were still making all this money from YouTube, where did that $5,000 end up? Why was she left with some low amount of money?
It was spent over time. Does that make sense? We were still together for a long time.
Oh my God, Amber.
Who cares, actually?
Amber, you got so cooked. You were...
Okay, this is where Keem breaks in to inform Amber that she's not as famous as Keemstar is. I don't care. I think we're mostly done with what I want to cover. And it is. It's over an hour 20. There. I hope you're happy. This is going to be about the voicemail that Amber left Beck's mom. I think it was right after Beck's mom's surgery. Or real damn close to it. Anyway.
It didn't matter what it was for.
At Geometry at 1074 super chatted $20. Tell them about the voicemail where you called her dying mother ungrateful.
So, to my face, you know, all of that. But behind my back, they were telling Beck to leave me and all this stuff. So to my face,
yeah. If I had a child and they were dating someone like you, I would tie them up and put them in the closet so they could never see you again. And y'all think I'm joking.
They were just being nice to get money from me.
So, what is this about you, like, leaving her mom a voicemail or something? Is that true?
There was a really big argument that we had, and Beck's mom said some very awful things to me. And my voicemail got leaked, but none of what she said to me got leaked because I am not that type of person.
But none of what she said to me got leaked because I'm not that type of person. Clearly you are. I don't care what the other side of the conversation was. You said those things in that tone of voice. I think the person who leaked the voicemail was nutsoid. But it's still out there. It's still Amber's voice. Unless it's one of the... And she owns it. So I know it's not like a deep fake. Amber owns that is her voice and that is her voicemail. So clearly you are that person.
This is smuggling, as you can tell.
Let me try rephrasing my question from before.
Okay.
After her mom died, after Beck's mom, or excuse me, I apologize, guys. I really do. My bad. After their mom died.
Yeah, I'm almost positive I have misgendered Beck at least once, if not twice, and that is not my intention.
Were you still financially supporting Beck?
Yes, I was still with Beck, like 14 more months. We broke up about 6 months after. But I was supporting Beck for a year, like another whole year.
Were you still making money off of YouTube? Because before you said you were making like $150,000 a year.
Yes, I was making a lot of money.
Can you not see why I'm confused here? You were making a lot of money, and like you'd been supporting them for however long, and then the inheritance comes in, and the inheritance disappears whenever it's all in the same account.
Yeah, it's just chilling, or being spent, or whatever.
Well, is it?
Yeah, it's just chilling, or being spent. So you do know where he's going with this. So you do understand what's being said here. So you do know that you owe Beck $5,000. Okay. Just want to check. You heard it here, folks. Yeah, it's just chilling. Or whatever.
Is it chilling or is it being spent?
Look, this might have been soft scripted, but
how the fuck do I know? All our money was together.
Dude.
Okay, I obviously we can't get too into financials, but again, how much?
Did you just use your Did you just use your mic to scratch your forehead? I'm not mad. I just thought it was kind of funny. And now my forehead itches.
The inheritance did she get, or did they get when they left?
From the time that Beck got the inheritance and
Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea reminds me of a slightly less chaotic energy of the lady who played Harlequin, the version in the last the Suicide Squad 2 and Birds of Prey. That actress, her version of Harlequin. Sweet Tea reminds me of like a slightly less chaotic version of her.
Hit the bank to the time that me and Beck like literally closed all communication when it came to finances. Through that time, Beck probably spent a good $40,000. So do you think that the 5,000 was probably in that? Do you think that?
How would you know? Did you keep track?
And what did they spend $40,000 on though?
Everything.
What
I would spend the same amount of we spent. Are you when I
$40,000 in a year on? Do I even spend $40,000 in a year? I don't make $40,000 in a year. He doesn't make. I don't actually know. Before I say anything, I don't actually know what he makes. She just pulls a number out of her ass.
I first got with Beck, they had maybe like 5 t-shirts.
And?
So you guys both
once
spent
we
it.
broke up, they had a whole. Oh yeah, I would spend money. Like, are you kidding? We both were like shopaholics. With whose money though?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because
Amber, you're disproving your own point. You're trying to make the argument that the $5,000 was intermingled in your joint account and together y'all spent it as part of your joint account. But you just now, with whose money? Well, now you've established that the money in that account was yours, which separates that $5,000 from your money, which means Beck didn't spend that $5K in that 40 grand. No, that's not right. Anyway, that 40K that they apparently spent over the course of 9 months or whatever. I can't even keep track of how much time we're talking about anymore. So that 5K is still unaccounted for. I don't even do math. I sure as hell don't do accounting. And taxes are coming up, and I have computer programs to do that for me. Because God knows I can't do it. And even I know that there's a missing 5K. And all you've done this entire video, I know that you thought that this was going to allow you to lay out the argument that you don't owe Beck money at all. That was, I think, the whole point of this segment, was for Amber to have the opportunity to lay out her case that she does not owe Beck 5K. However, at every opportunity, Amber has only strengthened the case that she does indeed owe 5K, and that she could just pay it at any moment and it wouldn't even she wouldn't even notice it was gone. She doesn't even need to be here. She could just drop 5K down the drain and she wouldn't even notice it was gone. Then why don't you? Just send it to Beck. If you were to just give Beck 5K, people would shut up about this. I mean, people would still be mad that you took it in the first place, but you would then be able to be like, yeah, and I gave it to her already. Rawr! So, there is a simple solution to this problem. It is you subtracting $5,000 from your account and giving it to Beck.
If you're financially supporting her, making all or them making all
why
this
should
money on
Amber be spending everything and Beck not spend a dime of her inheritance the whole 14 months they've been together?
Beck continues to make money to this day off of Ayla's name. Beck will make money for decades off of the Ayla fame.
Listen, I get it. I'm coming off as a complete narcissistic bitch.
How far are we? All right, so
Yeah,
But if people want to give me this energy, I'm going to give it back.
Yeah, $5,000 isn't a crazy amount of money, but if they left and only had $100 is a crazy low amount of money. Like
Scooter,
I'm
you
just
don't think there's
asking
any way
how
she could have
much
spent that money in 14 months?
it's they and how much did they have when they left? That's the question I'm
I know,
asking.
say they.
They had free reign
No,
over
after the
bank.
account split, after you guys broke up,
After
how
the
much money
account
did they
split,
have?
We were already broken up for like more than over half of a
Yes.
year.
Not the question.
So duh, they had zero.
So at that point, you weren't financially supporting them, but I thought before you said you were.
You know what? This isn't locale bus anymore. I don't know what to say about it, okay?
All right, this is just Amber whining from here on out. I don't care. The other thing that Scooter was trying to get to and then got lost on is the money that Amber owed Beck for being her employee at the time. When Amber and Beck broke up, I know a lot of you already know this, but when Amber and Beck broke up, Amber got Beck to come back onto the lives. This must be in a Salty Crab video, but anyway, they're blending together. The point is, Amber got Beck to come back on to the lives with her, because this was during the live stream era, one of them. And the way that she did it was she offered Beck money. She said she was going to pay Beck for the live streams that Beck participated in, from that point forward. And both Beck and Amber mentioned this. Amber even, there's a clip where Amber herself says, I'm her boss, I'm paying her for these live streams. And later, in one of the interviews, Beck mentions that she, yes, was supposed to get paid for these live streams. But, according to Beck, Amber didn't pay Beck because Beck had to pay rent, Beck had to pay gas, Beck had to pay there was suddenly all these things Beck had to pay for. But just now, Amber says that she was financially supporting Beck this whole time. So if that's true, you owe Beck income as well as the 5K. So with your own words, now you owe Beck 5K plus minus $100. I'll give you that. I'll let you subtract $100 from the income that you owe her, not the 5K. You're an idiot. You don't even listen to what you're saying. You have backed yourself into a corner and eradicated the whole floor in front of you. Like, there's not even like, you can't even like jump over. It's gone. It's just gone. Now, was that the intention? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't tell. I honestly can't tell you. Do I think I've picked up on a couple little tells here and there? Maybe. But like, I guess the more I watch these and the more I pay attention, I guess I'll pick up on a few things here and there, but these things take so much energy to concentrate on because I've got to tune her out and tune them in, and there's two of them and blah. Anyway, we'll get there. So, all right. We have made it to the end. Thankfully. If you have made it this far, did I even say that word right? Okay. My two brain cells, Scooter and Sweet Tea, have left the building. All right. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put I think there's a hole emoji because I've been staring at this damn Uzumaki thing for too long. Go ahead and put a hole down. Is there a spiral? If there's a spiral, put a spiral down. If there's not, put a hole down in the comments section. Oh my God. Let me know what you guys think down below. Please use timestamps because I will not remember what the hell I have said. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. I have to go do anything else.
I'm going to go lay in the middle of my living room floor and I'd probably just stare at the ceiling, to be honest to God. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.